I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
We are the Super Media Bros podcast, and we are founding members of the OddPods Media Network.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
I'm Jamie.
We're Married with Television, marriedwithtv.com. We are a couple of Hollywood normies on the outskirts of the film and TV industry, and we talk about our favorite TV shows, music, and movies, and sometimes they talk back to us.
Sometimes they do.
Our podcast is Married with Television, one word, on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud.
Possibly Amazon soon. And we are a proud member of the OddPods Media Network.
Married with TV!
MarriedWithTV.com.
This episode of the Super Media Bros podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. Is trimming your bush similar to reenacting a horror flick?
It's Friday, midnight, circa 1986. Sudden itch in your shorts wake you up. Your bush has come out of control. What do? You look up and you look at the bathroom and hoping to trim it down just a little bit. A red, ominous glow comes from the bathroom, inviting you in. But you remember last Christmas, the trimmer you got from your aunt. She saw your bush floundering out of your shorts. You walk closer and the heartbeat in your chest gets louder and louder. The blades, they are rusty. The battery is almost dead. But somehow you must tame the mane.
Don't find yourself in a situation like Billy from back in 1986.
My name's not Billy.
That's not important. What is important is that Manscaped has created the best ball hair trimmer ever. Get your situation situated with the new Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. This third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin safe technology. It also comes with an LED light for a more precise shave and is waterproof to make your shower shave clean and easy.
The Lawnmower 3.0 comes inside their brand new Perfect Package 3.0, which comes with everything you need to keep trimmed, cut-free, and smelling nice down there.
Inside the Perfect Package 3.0, you'll find the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? And yes, your balls stink.
Speaking of sweaty and stinky balls, I am thankful for their Crop Reviver. This product, along with the Crop Preserver, keeps your balls from sweating, smelling, and sticking.
Manscaped is going to throw in 2 free gifts into their Perfect Package. A pair of high-performance Manscaped boxer briefs that'll keep your cash and prizes feeling fresh all day.
Behind door number 2.
A travel shed bag to store all your grooming goodies. Trim that dilapidated junk of yours. And go to manscaped.com and use our code SUPERMEDIA20 to get 20% off with free shipping. Be the hero your balls deserve.
Because they'll definitely thank you for it.
Get 20% off and free shipping with our code SUPERMEDIA20 at manscaped.com. Again, that's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com with our code SUPERMEDIA20.
Don't use the same trimmer on your face and your balls. That's just nasty.
That's a horror movie all on its own. We have no choice but to probe you in the butt.
It's too early for this shit.
Light piano.
All that and more.
This microphone's really sticky.
It's coming from that big-assed spider or that little-assed spider.
Super Media Bros.
Is there really a spider?
Or is it the just right spider?
Or is it the Spider-Man?
Or the man spider? Could be the other way.
So many spiders, but mostly with big asses.
We are gentlemen of a culture that loves big asses.
And legs. Welcome to episode 166 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I made no sense there.
No.
But I'm Okami.
Cult Cinema Showdown 70, 8-legged freaks versus big-ass spider. We're here to tell you there's going to be a lot of sticky jokes, a lot of leg jokes, a lot of jokes.
We got the jokes.
Got the jokes. These movies had the jokes too.
But if you think we're funny, then great. If not, great.
Great. Also great.
Great.
Tons of great.
Good. Great.
Grand. Wonderful.
Fine.
Just fine. It was just fine.
It is, man.
All right. So you're here to listen to us talk about movies. These two movies in particular. Let's jump into 8-legged freaks because holy shit, dude. From the producers of Independence Day and Godzilla. And we are talking about the 1998 Godzilla.
Yeah, you know. The one that pretty much everybody hates.
I mean, it has its fans. Trust me.
Me.
Exactly. That's why I said trust me. It has its fans.
I'm not going to lie. I'll rationally argue that movie, so.
That's totally fine. But let's rationally argue giant fucking spiders.
Don't we start with this truck hauling some shit?
Well, we start out in Prosperity, Arizona, where this radio DJ is talking on and on about an alien invasion from space.
It's basically a conspiracy theorist. He's always talking about something going on that makes no fucking sense to the regular public. Lo and behold, one guy was just listening to his show while traveling through Prosperity.
Which is like a nothing town. It was like a mining town or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Like, we're going to make a long story short. The town is broke. I don't know. The infrastructure was provided by the mining community there at one point, but the mining shit just stopped.
It was all dried up.
Yeah. But anyway, this fucker loses a barrel of biohazard waste in the water, like this lake or some shit, after almost hitting a bunny rabbit.
Yeah, ironically, like this bunny rabbit. I'm not at a loss for words of this.
Picture it.
Yeah. So.
Picture it. Prosperity, 1912.
Damn, that far back?
Yes.
Jesus.
Because this shit was ancient looking. Not really.
No. The only image of that whole scene that I can really recall the most was the fucking scared look on the rabbit when the truck just like veered off and dropped the damn toxic waste. And it was just frightened the fuck out of itself.
It shed its fur and ran the fuck away.
It made Easter candy. Which, I mean, ironically, Easter is right around the corner. So it's like, hey, here's a obligatory rabbit to give you some chocolates.
There you go. There's your Easter bunny. And this is the Easter episode tie-in just from the bunny. It's nothing else. Well, this dude named Joshua gets a bug from the water. 1 week later, Mikey, you know, Mike, the little kid on the bike who just so happens to run into more biohazard waste in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck because he plays young Matt Murdock. Because we were like, this kid looks very familiar. We IMDb'd him and I was like, hey, it's that kid. He's going to have a run-in with biohazard waste soon and just going to fucking get blinded. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about his dumbass in this movie.
I was supposed to say, he found his career goal right there.
He's like, I know how I can get entitled to some cash compensation.
Some J.G. Wentworth shit.
That's right, dude. It's my money and I need it now.
Well, actually, no, he ends up becoming a lawyer himself, so.
Yeah, you're right.
So I call myself.
It's my money and I'm going to get it now.
Just call me
Matt Murdock. Well, he's playing Matt Boondock in this movie because fucking shit.
Yeah.
So he visits this exotic bug farm looking for Josh, who's the guy that was getting the crickets from the water, and he's feeding these fucking crickets to the spiders. And he's talking about how they're growing and getting like super like fast and more agile than normal, whatever.
It's basically like a reverse Spider-Man.
Pretty much.
The spider is getting powerful. I want to say that whole scene where he finds the crickets in the water, he seemed more hungry and like, this is my dinner on my face than actually like, I'm going to feed this to my cricket, to my tarantulas or whatever.
Right, because he definitely was just eyeballing, he was eye-fucking this bug. He's like, you know what? This would be great dinner. Anyway, like, so Mikey leaves, and there's like this lone tarantula that just roams out of its cage and bites the fuck out of Josh, and he gets dealt with because he spills every fucking cage. Then all these spiders just come out of nowhere.
You know, that whole scene didn't make any sense, to be honest, because he knocked over like one shelf.
And then all of a sudden there's like thousands of spiders.
Yeah, and every single fucking spider in the whole damn building just came out of nowhere. It's like I can knock over my can of energy drink right now and the whole house fucking floods. Where does water come from? I just spilled my drink. God damn it.
It's like that old cartoon where he spills the fucking milk and it just like floods the whole screen up.
Yep.
Enter David Arquette, who plays Chris. He comes into town and he comes into this fucking store and he's fucking with this old lady that's there. And she's like, I'm not hiring. And he's like, I've got a lot of experience and blah, blah. Well, it's a little sweet. Like when you figure out what's going on, it's his Aunt Gladys. And she's like, oh, Chris. Apparently Chris has been away from this town for a decade.
Nobody knows why.
Yeah, I don't know that is ever thoroughly fucking explained. I mean, it is to an extent, but not like, what was so bad that he left?
I mean,
his dad passed away.
That's one, but they mention it at the end of the film, which we'll get to.
Yeah. So anyway, Mike's mom is a fucking cop. Like we're giving you some characters here so we can just fully dive in. Mike's mom is a fucking cop that is on location at this fucking spill site. And we get introduced to, ironically, a very, very young Black Widow who is in a movie with these fucking spiders.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
Forgot she was in this completely. So weird seeing her that young, though.
Like, you can tell by the face, like, immediately, but the voice, it's nothing, not much has changed, to be honest.
No, not really. But anyway, she's chased down by, like, she's with these bikers, quote, bikers. They're on just
dirt bikes.
Yeah. So you find out, okay, this is Mike's sister, and her name's Ashley in this movie. So she's dating one of the dudes. The mom gives her shit for it throughout the whole fucking movie. You know, that's just exposition, whatever.
And there they went.
There they go. So Mike tries to call Josh, but he's dead as fuck. And his mom the whole time is giving him shit like, oh, you're not supposed to be out there. Like, she fucking grounds him and shit for going to the spider farm. And it's like, dude, he's going to a spider farm. It's there in the town.
I mean, what else is he supposed to do in Prosperity? Go dig in a mine?
Yeah, no shit. There's nothing there. Like, they opened this fucking mall. It's literally dying. Like, every fucking business in this town is dead, dying, gone.
Yeah, we eventually find out the mayor invests in a lot of tourist sites that really did not even flourish. Like, there's a ostrich farm, so they can eat ostrich meat burgers
at the mall.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of, dude? It reminds me of Cars. You know what I mean? Like, it reminds me of Cars when the whole fucking little town that was built got passed over because of the fucking interstate being built. Because it used to be on a byway.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's kind of going on here with the mayor. He builds all this shit, but they constantly get passed up because the interstates and the highways, and they're not a tourist town anymore.
They literally make a big nope around it.
Prosperity is not so prosperous.
No. You should opt on changing the title.
Right. To broke as fuck Arizona. So anyway, the mayor is holding a town meeting about, you know, the town is being basically paid to relocate for the mines to be used elsewhere because the town is just broke. And Chris argues with him that his father had found the Agua Mesa line, which is some kind of like...
It's a high gold deposit.
Yeah, and basically the mayor insults him and his dead dad. Chris punches the fuck out of him. And this is where we get the whole exposition that Chris has had like this kind of crush on Sam for the last however the fuck long she's the mother and the sheriff. But then we start getting into more of the movie itself. So her partner, I want to say, is Deputy Pete. His last name's Willis, so that's kind of funny. No relation. So he's over like doing home renovation, and his fucking cat goes into this sheetrock after one of these big spiders because spiders, yeah, and cats, yeah. Little shit, dude. Okay, so this whole sequence is very like Tom and Jerry, like you pointed out. So it's comical.
Yeah, the cat is chasing the damn spider all up in the wall, and all you see is impressions of the cat's face going through the wall and like okay, if y'all know what I'm talking about, they have those little they're like a bunch of pins that you put your hand on, or it's like something against it and it makes the impression.
Oh yeah, like the little toy thingy.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called offhand, but it basically reminds me of that. Like you put your face to it and it just makes the impression. That's pretty much what it does. Like the cat will get slammed into the wall face first, and it'll just be the face of the cat that shows through the sheetrock, and it would just do that through the whole entire wall, going through the ceiling. Now, I was sitting there going, okay, this cat's definitely going to die from the spider eating it or killing it or, you know, whatever. No, they get into it all the way to the light in the living room, and somehow the cat either knocks it or gets pushed into it and fucking fries his ass.
Yeah, the cat goes full Christmas Vacation.
And I'm over here just disappointed, like, why?
That cat deserved better.
Yeah, that cat should have, like, fell through the ceiling and, like, died killing that damn spider.
Lands on the fucking ground like that one video on YouTube. Hey, Tom. Hey, Jerry. That hurt.
Also, I want to point out that wife was, like, detestable to me.
Yeah, she absolutely left him over this happening. Like, it was his fault. Like, no, it wasn't his fucking fault.
Like, they were on ice, like thin ice to begin with, mainly because of her. But after that, it was like, no, she went to her mom's. Like, dude, you were better off.
And then, you know, some other stuff that's cut throughout the film. I don't want to get into every damn one of them. But, like, the whole time, Chris is trying to awkwardly figure out how to ask Sam out or tell her he loves her and all this other bullshit. And she makes like the comment of like shaving his face or some shit like that. Like that's a running gag that he needs to shave his mustache and it looks like a fucking crotch. It's like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah. This is very 2002, everybody.
But also, we're triggered.
Just a little bit.
What's wrong with our face?
Yeah, nothing's wrong with our faces. Oh god, we pointed out something fucking great about the kid, Mike. He's going to the mines to basically document the spider growth because this kid is pretty knowledgeable about this shit, but nobody wants to listen to the kid. You know, go figure. So he comes out of the mine and he hitches a ride with Chris back into town and he starts telling him about the spiders and he's like, oh, they grew and they went into the mine shaft. He thinks they killed Josh. He even has like a spider leg and doesn't he say it looks like a chicken leg or some shit at first?
Looks like a cactus.
Yeah, cactus, not chicken leg. I don't know why I thought it was like, oh, it looks like chicken.
You just remind me of that video with the guy with the 2 chicken drumsticks. Just
That's one of my favorite goddamn videos ever. If you guys want to know what we're talking about, right there, just go to YouTube and type in ass and titties chicken. And then that's all you got to hear and see. It's fucking wonderful. Anyway.
Everything looks like chicken.
Yes. So there's these people in the shaft because Chris has been trying to, you know, get the town back together to start working in the mines again. And they're all about it because they want to do something to help.
Right.
So this dude tries to siphon a hose for fuel or some shit, but he gets fucking spiders instead. They're just like all in his mouth, and it's just disgusting.
You see, at that point, I wouldn't have done that. I would have actually like tried to push the line out with my hands and try and get it to flow that way instead of sucking on it. Because honestly, if you haven't used that hose in a long time, why would I put my mouth to it?
He's not used to putting his mouth on hose.
Not that kind of hose.
Oh, oops.
Not them hose.
Aqua.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So we find out that the mayor has been storing toxic waste without the town's consent and gives no fucks about his son in the process, who is actually dating Ashley. Because that whole sequence there where he was like, oh, Dad, yeah, I'm going to go get fucked up or, you know, get hookers and blow and all this shit, whatever the fuck he said.
Steal a car.
Yeah, and his dad was just like, oh, that's great, kid. I'm on the phone. It's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, he literally turns around and is like, didn't I tell you I'm on the phone? Like, just shut the fuck up, basically. Really?
Right. And then he doesn't really give a fuck about anything that's going on until one of his, or I think one or more of his ostriches just fucking drop and get eaten. Okay. The spiders like their ostrich burgers rare.
Yep. Bloody raw.
It's fucking raw.
It was just funny that whenever you stumble across that one ostrich head, it may not be that comical to some people, but to us, it was just so fucking funny to see like the whole intact face, head, and neck just right there on the ground. He's just like, oh.
Got a live one here. And Harlan, who is the DJ, is still going off about anal probes and all this shit. It's pretty fucking comical, actually. And at one point, Ashley gets in an argument with her mom about her boyfriend, Brett, who is the mayor's kid. And she gives her this taser. Now, the taser comes into play a couple of times, like importantly, we might add. One of which being when she tases her boyfriend's balls and he pisses himself. And it was fucking deserved.
If you're going to be rapey to your girlfriend or whoever, yeah, you deserve to be tased.
Right in the fucking sack.
After there is no multiple times, there is no consent given there, fuck you.
Get tased in the balls, you piece of shit. So she drives off and leaves his ass, which is really fucking funny because then he turns around, piss-ridden and everything, and he runs away from these big spiders, and then he tries to warn his friends, and they're just like, what the fuck, you pissed yourself, bro? And then they get spidered to death.
They get thwipped.
Yeah, spider BMX chase. Holy fuck, dude. This whole fucking shit right here. And I remember us sitting there just laughing because we knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like at one point, He's getting attacked, or he's about to be attacked, and then this 18-wheeler comes across the interstate, and the spiders jump it, and we're like, come on. Fuck yeah, it blew up.
But these spiders are Terminators.
Yeah, you didn't know? They're like, have you seen this boy? They come out like the fucking T-1000.
I'm looking for John Connor.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your dirt bike.
Yeah. But yeah, there were like 4 or 5 of these jumping spiders on that explosion. They literally walked through the fire like nothing was wrong.
They're like, look at us. We're badass. We're doing that Michael Bay thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Michael Bay before Michael Bay.
That's right. So Brett drives through the mine shafts and just rides through it, and he just kind of disappears into the mine shafts for the majority of this film.
Granted, he hit the support beam in the entrance and then knocked the entrance down so he couldn't get out anyway, nor could anything get in.
Right.
So yeah, he trapped himself in there.
Well, we cut to Gladys. Her dog Bruiser is eaten by a fucking spider. And she gets webbed up trying to go after him. And we were dying because she's like, Bruiser, I'm coming. And then the next thing after she says I'm coming is she just gets fucking webbed up. And I'm like, yeah, you're not the one.
Ugh. I mean, this is like an old person wet dream just happening. Like she's spinning in circles.
It's fucking funny looking too.
Just white goo everywhere.
Dude, the webbing looks like fucking jizz. Like, no bullshit. I'm not even trying to be gross. Like, I'm not even reaching for it. Like, it looks legit like cum.
It's super suggestive.
Because it's super soaker.
Because it's off camera, like spider squirts on this grandma. And she's going around in the circle and like she's just having flashbacks back in the 40s or something when she just got gangbanged by a bunch of guys.
She's like, oh, fuck.
That's what she had the freaking ski pole for. She's going to show them how to deep throat.
I'm coming. Dead.
That's what happens when you jizz in someone's eye.
Ugh. Any fucking way. So Chris runs to Mike's with the spider legs, and like Sam is just confused as fuck because like he's actually like not here for her. I love it because this ain't no cactus. It's just this big fucking leg. And so Ashley comes out in a towel right as my PlayStation 4 controller is dying while we're watching this fucking movie. And it was pretty funny. Like the way it was timed was great.
It just drained all power in that room.
She comes out in a towel and just sucks the energy right out of the fucking room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she gets cocooned. Chris fights the spider off with a fucking chair, and then he gets gooed to the fucking wall. And Sam goes and blows it away with a shotgun. And then she's like, hey, Pete, I need you to get every weapon from the station and just meet me at the house. And he's like, oh, okay, or whatever. All the mine workers have been fucking caked up and they're being killed. And like, there's this one dude in there. We were laughing because he spins around in the web and you see his face and it's all contorted looking and shit. But he looks exactly like he took a big bong rip like the aliens in Mac and Me. He just
Are you talking about the barber?
Yeah, no. It's the fucking one guy they find. We haven't even we're about to get to the fucking barber shop.
I was about to say that dude's face reminded me of that part of Mac and Me, but yeah.
Yeah, so we get to the fucking barber shop and it gets attacked and we were just dying laughing because the barber has like the most expressive looking disgust on his face when he sees this happening to his friend.
So his friend Bob is like an 80, 90-year-old dude, right? And he's watching TV and he keeps telling him to turn the TV down because it's too loud. And he goes in there and the spider is literally crawling over Bob, kills him, ironically in the position of almost crotch. Because it looks like that spider literally leapt into his fucking dick and just bit it off. All at the same time, I don't know the barber's name, but he's looking not in horror, but in like excruciating disgust.
He's like, ugh.
Yeah, just... And I sat there and thought to myself, you know, if I saw my friend or whoever, my dad or whatever this guy is to me, literally getting killed off by the dick by a big ass spider, I would not be disgusted. I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta do something.
He's webbing him. He's gonna web me.
Who?
Oh my God!
Oh my Bob!
Oh my Bob. Spider Bob.
That's what we were-
Does whatever a Spider Bob does. Can he spin in a web? Yes, he can, because we just saw it. Look out.
You just did.
There goes the Spider Bob.
He did.
We told you he did. So the phones go down. Because of course they fucking do. This is 2002, where like phone lines are still like a prominent fucking thing.
Yeah, didn't the phone line go down because of the truck that blew up?
Yes. There's a spider that jizzes right in Pete's mouth when he's in the fucking car, and all he can say is, holy moly. Like, just the most random shit is happening. Like, Mike is getting all creepy, like they're trying to escape or whatever. And Mike, like, it's Sam, Chris, Mike, Pete, and whoever the fuck is alive at this point.
Right.
And Mike is getting real creepy. And I hate that I'm even bringing this fucking movie up, but it reminded me of Halloween Resurrection, when the one guy that's in the jail cell, he knows too much about every possible serial killer, and he just starts looking, and he's like, Michael Myers murdered blah 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 in 1978, blah blah blah, killed this many people in 1980. Mike is just creepy, staring at the spider and just naming its species like Happy, and I'm like, dude, these people are dying.
I forgot, because he was talking about the orb weaving spider or whatever it was called.
Yeah, dude. No, we don't give a fuck. They're all spiders. It doesn't matter.
But anyway, they all collaborate in the cop car. They take off to the DJ, to his trailer.
That is a swank ass motherfucking trailer. There's a specific type that I'm thinking of. It's just the big silver.
It's that old retro, like almost 60s or 70s. No, it was like a 50s almost looking model, if I'm not mistaken. Because the way it was shaped, it was like, I think I want to say 1950s.
Yeah, and it looked great. And like, I know that's kind of sidetracking a little bit, but it was almost like comfort looking. Like the dude just had all his shit there, and he was like fucking hunkered in, and he's got his fucking snacks. He's got his fucking weed. He's got everything he could want right there. Nobody's fucking with him. He ain't getting disturbed. And here come a bunch of motherfuckers just wrecking his vibe.
You know, there was one part when Gladys came home with a bunch of cigarette cartons. Richie was walking. He's like, oh my God, this dude's like living it up. He's about to smoke and just like live out the rest of his days, broadcasting to the whole fucking town. And then he's like, oh wait, no, that's Gladys. Never mind.
Like, it reminds me of it reminds me of if somebody was actually broadcasting from Nightville. Like, that's the setting it would fucking be in, from like Welcome to Nightville. The dude just like hunkered down in his fucking trailer, except he's talking about getting butt probed.
Yeah. But yeah, they eventually go to his trailer to broadcast to the whole town. Y'all need to arm up. There's some big ass fucking spiders coming, y'all.
Big ass fucking spiders.
Yeah. You know, ironically enough, everybody in town's just like, what the fuck are they talking about? It's so-and-so's show. Makes sense how they talk nonsense like that.
Oh, at the cafe?
Yeah. But as you look outside, you happen to see a flood of people coming out, and everybody's fucking dying left and right.
And they just look out the window and they're like, huh, for real? There's, huh.
I mean, we have a mall, we have an ostrich farm, and now we got spiders killing us.
Man,
this is normal.
Man, the mayor must have been spending a bunch of money on that new theme park attraction.
It's like that freaking Halloween town, or that, not a Halloween town, what is it, the zombie apocalypse, and somewhere in Europe. They have an attraction to where you pay to basically get chased by actors who play zombies.
Yeah, you pay to get chased by big ass spiders.
Yeah. It's pretty much what it reminds me of.
Right. So the cafe gets fucking taken over. The town is in chaos. Everybody decides, hey, let's barricade ourselves in this fucking shopping mall, this giant mall that nobody uses. The townsfolk fucking confront the mayor because he's just oblivious to shit that's going on. So Mike decides to tell everybody everything. And it's weird because I feel as though Mike is more the star of this movie than David Arquette is at this juncture.
I mean, considering his friend died in the beginning, it's like,
right,
I got to step up.
Exactly. So the idea is to call for help because they need a cell phone. And I'm talking, it's like one of them Nokia cell phones. You know the cell phones we're talking about, everybody.
Green screen and the little antenna that sticks out the top. Those kind.
Yeah, so in order to get a signal, Chris is going to have to climb on the tower on top of the roof. So Chris is going to go there and Harlan's going to go with him. And this is the point where everybody just kind of arms themselves comedically. Like they're getting like pitchforks and
crossbows.
Yeah, crossbows, shovels, baseballs.
Imagine Dead Rising. That's pretty much what it reminds me of. You can just find anything in a shopping mall to use as a weapon.
Web Rising.
Yeah. I mean, they even had guys like donned in like hockey masks and baseball attire, like the umpire, the catcher garb and stuff like that. Like they were ready to go. I think one dude had a freaking chainsaw too.
Yeah, he had the hockey mask with the chainsaw, like straight up like Voorhees and Leatherface combo.
Yeah, trying to be.
He also looked like Clark from Christmas Vacation when he comes out to cut the tree.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that was the nod they were doing.
Maybe. That was the second Christmas Vacation nod, if so.
Mm-hmm.
The fried kitty cat and the Clark cosplay. So just before Chris takes off, Mike gives him a perfume and he's like, this will throw the scent off and it will fuck them up. That comes into play later, surprisingly.
Apparently, spiders have very attuned senses of smell.
Right. So the mayor sneaks the fuck away and locks everybody in. Harlan starts gunning the spiders down that are on the roof. Chris finally gets a fucking signal. The operator doesn't believe him. Go figure. Because, I mean, of course not. Why would you? Norman takes Ash and Mike to the storage area to the mines to get out of there. Norman is the dude that looks like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys with his fucking blind ass. So the spiders bust in, people are dying and the spiders are fucking dying. And then Chris shouts the infamous, "Get back, you 8-legged freaks" line as he's gunning fuckers down from the tower. Harlan jumps off the goddamn roof, okay? And he lands in this bush. And then he finds Pete and the door is locked. And this was a pretty goddamn funny scene because they're looking at each other. What do we do? Run away? Run away. And they just fucking run away.
Because these 8-legged freaks are on their way.
That's right. And then Chris is escaping through the ventilation, which again, we pointed this out a lot. You pointed this out, especially like in the second film we watched. But like I was thinking, like every time there's a ventilation scene in any film, whoever the actor is just so happens to fit perfectly into these things.
But also, those are some really clean air ventilation ducts. I'm pretty sure those things have been running for a long time.
And especially out in the desert, dude.
Yeah. You would think it was grimy and dirty and dusty and just rusted because all the moisture and stuff from everything going through those air ducts and shit. I mean,
right.
That's way too pristine. Like, does somebody actually clean thoroughly the whole entire ventilation system every like other week or something?
Right. Well, Brett shows up, finds his mayor piece of shit dad, who gets dragged off and webbed. Sam gets Chris out of the air ducts. The barber gets eaten. God damn it.
Yeah, he got chased by a camping tent.
Right. Well, Chris is trying to eventually like lead everybody through the mines to get out because it's the only way out. And he notices the methane gas and he tells everybody that any spark will ignite this thing and just kill them all. Which also comes into play because Gladys is a heavy fucking smoker.
Yeah, because whenever he eventually finds her again.
Right. Because yeah, he tells the rest of the people to leave without him because he needs to find Gladys.
Right. But as soon as he comes and finds her, she starts to strike a match. And he's like, no, don't.
I know. And it was funny because I kept thinking, oh, she's going to fuck this shit up. So as they're leaving, because Chris and Gladys are going out, he fucking finds the Agua Mesa load. He's like, holy shit. You know, I found it. Dad was right. So Sam and the group locate these generators. And then there's a fucking idea that sparks. He sprays this fucking spider with perfume, and then Chris leaves a book of matches to set off the gas whenever the generators come on, because when the lights click on, it's going to spark the book of matches.
To kind of get y'all up to speed on what's going on, he sent Sam and the group ahead to find the generator through the rest of the mine. They're going to ignite the whole entire methane gas in the mine with the actual generator pumping the electricity through the lights. So what Chris does is he punches a light bulb randomly, throws matches up there, sticks it to it, and eventually it's going to spark it and cause the fire and explosion and whatnot. That was the plan.
And here's where the taser comes into play.
So they couldn't find gas to pump it because every gas can they had was dry and there was really no way they can get a hold of it. So Ashley, being the smart ass that she is, it's like, what about this? And she pulls the taser out. Her mom's like, oh, you're such a genius. So they eventually find a way to jumpstart the generator. And apparently that taser had enough power in it to spark enough light for a long enough time to cause the whole entire mine start exploding. Now, granted, while this is going on, Chris and Gladys are on a dirt bike, the one that Brett basically left behind for Chris, because that was part of the plan too, was for him to escape. Now, before we go any further with this though, we mentioned earlier the reason why Chris left 10 years ago. Somehow, while he was trying to get Sam to listen to him over and over and over again about whatever the hell he was trying to say, Sam already knew what he was going to say. And this was the time where she's like, yes, I know. You really care about me. You love me. You caught my husband cheating. You beat his ass and you left town because you were basically like an outlaw or outcast of the town, basically. Because I don't know if the husband was like this big name in town or whatever. But that was pretty much the reason why he left town. Because one, he was an outcast with the people. And two, he was too ashamed to confront Sam that he cheated on her and he was the one that found out. So they hook up a little bit. And that's pretty much whenever that happens. But fast forward a little bit. Chris and Gladys are driving on the dirt bike while the fucking inferno from hell is coming out from behind them with the Spider Queen and just torches the whole entire mine and every fucking spider in it.
And then the mall just...
And you just see fucking Wade, not the mall, not the mall.
Dude, he's sitting there like the fucking Tiger King. I am never going to financially recover from this.
Nope. But then all of a sudden, here comes the fucking police and the fire department from all around the area. They heard the cry for help through the freaking radio broadcast.
Yeah, because earlier they were saying, oh, we were going to broadcast for help from Harlan's trailer. I don't know if we mentioned that or not, but just in case we didn't, that was the thing. Because the police are like, we never miss a show.
They're huge fans.
They are all too joyed about finding corpses in webs. People died.
But yeah, like that's the excitement that they get like every couple months or I guess every year. It's nothing major besides like, oh, a traffic stop. Oh, a domestic disturbance or whatever. Oh, there's dead bodies.
There's dead bodies by spiders. There's dead bodies behind the Old Navy.
Used to be the Old Navy.
The blowed up Navy? What the fuck?
There's definitely the Old Navy.
Yeah, it's old now. It's old and busted. So Harlan broadcasts about the story. Like this is like the epilogue of the movie. He's broadcasting about it. And he's like, one, they never probed me. And then he's like, Chris opened the gold mines and put everyone back to work. Supposedly. But I'll never tell. And he grins at the camera and he's got gold fucking teeth.
Well, he has like 2 or 3.
Yeah, still. And the movie ends with credits rolling with a country ass, like bro rock country itsy bitsy spider cover. And it's the most stupid shit ever.
That like killed everything about that film immediately for me.
And that is 8-Legged Freaks. Let's move on to Big Ass Spider with an exclamation mark. So it's Big Ass Spider.
Yeah, because you got to holler about every title that has an exclamation point in it.
Big Ass Spider. Oh. Anyway.
Speaking of death, there are people dying in this one too.
All over the place. So the movie opens with light piano. Greg Grunberg wakes up in chaos as the entire movie has potentially just been fucking spoiled. Cut to 12 hours earlier.
Exposition time.
Alex, Greg Grunberg, he is an animal/pest control dude. Removing a pest from Mrs. Jefferson's house who pays him with fruitcake. She is played by one of our favorites, Lynn Shay.
It's not the only thing she wants to pay him with.
No, she's like creepily hitting on. It's like that's a whole running joke about this dude. It's like, why are you single? If you were not single, that lady would, what did she say? That lady would be exhausted.
That lady would be exhausted real fast.
And then she squeaks his man tits.
Yeah. He's like, yep, that was uncalled for.
Yeah, exactly.
That was uncomfortable. But what I thought was funny was whenever she gave him that fruitcake, he just tosses it into his truck and there was like 3 or 4 others.
Right. Because, oh, God damn it.
You're such a nice man.
He's just like, God, I hate this bitch. She probably drugged that shit. She sees a brown recluse on his arm and he's just like, be calm, be fucking calm. Don't, she's not calm. She smacks him with a shoe.
Which in turn smacks the spider, makes the spider smack him.
And he goes to the hospital. But what's funny is the cut scene. She smacks him and then it immediately cuts to a body bag being wheeled into the fucking hospital. And we're just like, what?
Well, there goes Alex.
God damn it.
He was exterminated. But no, he's alive.
And flirting with Lisa. Lisa, why?
You're tearing me apart.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Is a different Lisa, but still, we don't give a fuck.
She moved on to medical field.
Yeah, she did. So he's like flirting with her, failing miserably because like the dude cannot flirt for shit. I mean, he thinks he's good at it, and it is charming in a weird way, but it just no.
Yeah, it's not so much what he says is the fact that he delivers in such a...
It's an unrealistic thing, dude.
Well, it's not so much unrealistic. It's very unconfident. There's little to no confidence. Like he tries to exude some kind of confidence in his approach.
It's like a humor. Like humor is masking it, basically.
Yeah, it's just he knows he's awkward. He knows he's not suitable, I guess, but he still tries it anyways. Like, could be my last day, depending on how deadly this is. My last dinner. Would you like to have breakfast? No.
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 She's the Bugs Bunny meme. No. Let's cut to the coroner, dude. Because immediately when this dude pops up on screen, made me laugh. Cody was just like, "Oh, that's so me." It's too early
for this shit.
Pouring fucking alcohol in his
Coffee
tumbler.
mug.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
That's like a line that I live by every morning. It's too early for this shit.
Oh, that's the truth.
But no, he's not alone because in the body bag, there's something moving.
It's a big ass spider.
And it's coming for that coroner.
Yeah, it is. So bites his ass. Alex is ready to pay his expensive ass medical bill.
$200.
The alarm goes off and they're ready to evacuate. But they don't evacuate. It's a false alarm, everybody. We've got a bug problem. I love it though, because he's sitting there, and this is where we get introduced to Jose, who is the security guard there, and he and Alex eventually hit it off and become broskies. But right here, nobody wants to believe that there's a giant bug that bit this man, except that Alex believes him, and he's like, "Let me take a look." And so like the hospital director's sitting there, he's just like, "Oh yeah, this is, yeah, you go look at it." And he's just like, "Oh, well, I'll go look at it if you take care of my this expensive ass bill." It's like, "Oh, yeah, your visit's on the house then, buddy." It's like, fuck, I wish it was that easy.
I want to mention though, Jose reminds me a lot of Luis from Ant-Man. Like not so charismatic, I guess, as Luis, but he kind of gave me the same vibe.
I can totally see that.
I mean, he was obviously the stereotypical Mexican in this film, but he kind of had the canter and the demeanor of Luis, like talking, but he was more idiotic about it.
It was funny though, because like he's a little idiotic about it, but he also eventually helps big time, like not unintentionally, but he's knowledgeable about some things, like a lot of things actually, and it winds up working out.
The coroner is obviously too ill to be helping Alex at this point.
Yeah, that wound's bad.
Yeah, because you look at his neck and it's like his whole entire shoulder up to his bottom of his skull is just infected.
He's just got a new mouth back there, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like that's a brand new mouth.
Gaping anus.
Yeah.
So the director's like, "Okay, Jose, go and help Alex." Okay.
No way, Jose.
Alex takes one look at that hole, is like, "Okay, I'm going to need something big for this one."
Yeah, so they go and look at the corpse, and Alex deduces that, holy shit, this bug must have punched its way out of his lungs. Because it's like webbed up to shit and back. There's just, it's gross looking.
They do got some gnarly looking like practical effects here and there.
Yeah, I did enjoy that.
A little bit of CG here and there, but the practical effects are pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. And the military fucking shows up, and okay, and Major Braxton Tanner walks in, played by Ray Wise, who was Leon Nash in the gang of people in RoboCop, and I was just like, oh my god, I know this motherfucker.
Yeah, and as soon as he said that, I was like,
yeah, I know who this is. And all Cody had to say was, "Oh, he was RoboCop," and I was like, "That's Nash."
Yep.
Like just like I knew that motherfucker was familiar. And it's weird to see him play a role like this because he was such a bastard in that movie.
Just a dash of Nash.
That's right. He was nasty.
But yeah, they go and close off the hospital, quarantine. Basically, nobody can leave. It's under his control.
That's what I was laughing at too. Whenever Alex and Jose are in that one room and he's about to go up through the ventilation unit and he's looking at Jose and he's just like, there's a lot of elderly people here and a lot of kids. Students for the kids.
Oh, yeah, because they were trying to like hype themselves up to take care of the spider. And they knew it was going to be a threat considering what happened to the corpse. So yeah, Alex is like, there are elderly people here, there are kids here. Let's do it for the kids.
Fuck the elderly.
Yeah. And that was like pretty much what I gathered from this whole entire like montage. It's like, so you're just telling old people to fuck off.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of, because literally the next shot is this elderly gentleman who is on bed rest. And he just gets fucking murked by a spider right in the face.
And not to mention, the way they presented this was so fucking weird because the spider was going through the blanket from the feet of the patient. And it looked like the old man was getting attacked by his own boner. So the guy was like, nope, it's been more than 4 hours. Nurse.
No, I took too much Viagra. It's too much.
I took 4.
Oh, God.
And then, the spider just goes fucking Harvey Dent on his face.
Say it! Fucking turns over and his face is all fucked up.
Heads, you live. Tails, you die.
Again, Alex is in the air ducts. Just conveniently fits, because Alex is a big dude. So he conveniently fits in this fucking air vent unit. Again, like Cody pointed out earlier, clean as fuck. It's like they just installed this shit.
I mean, that's the only reasonable explanation I can come up with. It's like, oh man, these things have been in this system for like a decade. We need to replace them.
Right.
They're old. They just replaced them today, and it's like, man, this big fat fuck is going through them now.
He's gonna fucking tear it up, and the spider's like webbing it up. Man, fuck.
I spent like $100,000 on that system. Fuck.
There's no way that was a spider. That man crawled through there and came all over it.
Does insurance cover a big white man? No.
No, it does
How about
not.
A spider? Maybe.
Maybe. Does this insurance...
What kind of insurance you have on a spider destroying your air conditioner?
Does this insurance cover jizz accidents?
I wonder what insurance covers any jizz accidents.
Why does the hospital smell like chlorine every time the air conditioning kicks on?
Smells like Clorox.
Yeah, why?
Reminds me of swimming pools.
Some bleachy ass jizz. But he seriously like comes across this this giant webbing and he gets it all over his hands, and the dumbass tries to light his lighter and torches his fucking hands with the webs all over it. But it made me laugh because this also comes into play later, believe it or not. So we find out that the military knows that something is up about this fucking spider because they say, oh, it's quadrupled in size in 24 hours.
And in another 4 hours, it's going to quadruple in size again, just like that old man's dick.
That's right. That dick reached phase 5 in no time, sir.
That was the whole thing right there. That is the spoiler for this movie. That spider is full of Viagra.
Spyagra. There we go.
Shooting web everywhere for 4 hours straight.
So Alex is trying to flirt with Lieutenant Carly, who is the assistant to the major.
Which again, failing miserably.
Right. And we were joking about this one scene because he's finally tracked this spider down and he's been communicating with Jose over like a radio or some shit. And she all of a sudden has the fucking hand comm device and he never notices that it's her. Like he brought that up. He just never notices that it's a fucking female on the other end.
Yeah, he's like, hey, Jose. He's
yes.
Like, yeah. Yeah. Yes. My name's Jose.
Yeah, my name is Jose.
Oh, good. I got the spider corner. She fucking like, it'd be funny if she says it just like that. Like, this is how her voice quickly changes. She's, yeah, come in, Jose.
Yes, this is Jose.
I've got him cornered.
Okay, thanks.
Major, we're moving in. Just fucking rolls in.
Need more lemon, please.
Need more lemon, please. Oh, we got to clean these air ducts.
I got to craft a flamethrower.
Yeah. But anyway, like, so they lose the spider into the sewer system eventually because she shoots at it. Like, she meets Alex in the fucking basement, shoots at it, it escapes into the sewer system. She calls him a moron and then brings him in for questioning. And then this, one of the coolest fucking shots in this movie is this random homeless dude that's in the sewer, sees this quarter that got dropped because there was a funny moment with Alex trying to like lure the spider out with this quarter.
Right.
And it takes it. Well, this dude finds it and the spider like shows up and we're like, oh, it's about to jump on his face. No, it sprays his ass with this like acid shit.
And we get probably one of the coolest scenes with the face just melting off. Like, it reminds me a lot of like, what was it? The original Evil Dead, whenever they had the claymation.
Yeah. Like at the end, whenever he throws the book into the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty fucking cool looking. Honestly, really well done.
Yeah.
And it was gory as fuck.
Yeah, because you just see like bone and matter everywhere on that dude's face, just gone.
Right. Well, and like Alex is like endlessly trying to help the military. And he's like, this is the biggest, strongest, most aggressive spider I've ever seen. But they just escort him out. And Carly was like, well, we made a mistake. And he's like, what do you mean we made a mistake? Like, you made a mistake with this thing or you made this fucking thing?
I'm going to correct you. He's not trying to help the military for that reason. He's trying to help himself into Carly
Yeah, he is.
by impressing her.
Right. So the military tells them to go fuck themselves, basically. And Alex and Jose are like, they can go fuck themselves because we're going to find this thing.
Yeah, because Jose goes on this big rant about how, like, I'm going to help you, you know, and he starts naming off, like, I'm going to be your Robin to the Batman. And then he was saying, like, I forgot the other ones, but I remember the one big one that me and you kind of flipped out was like, I'm the the John Oates to your Daryl Hall.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. That
Fuck
one,
yeah.
That one.
Hell yeah. I'm surprised he didn't fucking look at Alex right there. And he was just like, why are you trying to go after Carly? She's a man-eater.
Here she comes.
Oh, here she comes. She's a man-eater.
Watch out, boys. She'll chew you up.
That's right. So the military sees this amateur footage. And this is another funny fucking scene. They see the amateur footage of this spider, and it's grown like huge as fuck, and it's in this giant alleyway. And they're interviewing these people. And they're sitting there like, man, if I see that spider, I'm gonna whoop its ass. And then they do the whole like hide your kids, hide your wife thing. And it also comes off like that one video that went viral about like, oh yeah, I'll see the leprechaun, say yeah, like where they have fucking pencil draw the leprechaun as like the police sketch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut back to Alex and Jose. And he's like, well, how big was this thing? He's like, man, it's big. Well, how big? 13 inches? No, 14, 15. And he's just like, what I saw was 20 inches and black. We died. It was intentionally written that way.
Me,
it was
you,
funny
and
as
Jose
fuck.
all just like, that sounds funny.
Yeah.
Big ass.
So they go to the park, and Lloyd Kaufman, legend, trauma, running through the park looking at all the ladies, because, you know, that's exactly the type of role you got to give to Lloyd Kaufman. It's like, let him run through and see all the women that are just like in scantily clad playing volleyball and jogging and shit.
I mean, in all fairness, after seeing all that, wouldn't anybody?
Right.
I mean, come on.
And he's like, yeah. So he's running and he stops to tie his shoe. And I'm like, that's fucking Lloyd Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets fucking killed. And I'm just like, fuck.
For being a perv.
Over no shit, right? So there's a scene where Alex and Jose get pulled over by this cop. And Alex tries to bribe him with $12. He's trying to convince the cop. He's like, no, we're going to the park. There's like some shit going down that you're not going to believe. And he doesn't believe him until the CB radio goes off. But when they get pulled over, Alex is like, Jose, shut up. Let me talk to him. And he goes, oh, yeah, well, that's right. You're the white guy.
Guys, there was a lot of like racial comments in this fucking movie that I'm just kind of like,
Right.
Like earlier, whenever they were going through the shaft, and he was basically doing call signs for Jose. One of them was, he called him El Dorado, which kind of pushing it. But then he was like, USA to Mexico. And I was like,
God damn it, dude.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, so Jose and Alex eventually get to the park and...
Oh my God, the giant spider attack, dude. That spider was eating all those women.
Yeah.
Like straight up, dude. All the legs.
All the big ass.
That's right.
But
the big ass spider. The spider was like plunging its legs through every fucking person there. And all I could think of was deep penetration.
Yeah. But yeah, they eventually get there in the truck and Alex is dead set on ramming this fucking spider.
I'm going to ram it.
But he doesn't. He like fishtails and then takes off and the spider is chasing it.
You fucking wuss.
So what he's doing is basically luring the spider away from the park and trying to get it, safely in the open area.
Yeah, then Carly, he calls her or she calls him or something happens. She calls him because he answers like he's answering for his business. And she's like, you need to leave. You're about to, you're coming up to the crossfire. And he's like, wait, what? And like without fucking missing a beat, we're just sitting there thinking like, he got caught up in the crossfire. Cross spider.
It's a cross spider.
That's right. The spider is very cross. He's as cross as Percy is half the time in Thomas and Friends.
Yeah.
Where dads fight us.
But yeah.
Dude, when the spider just picks the truck up and uses it as a shield and just fucking drops it and it explodes like a Lego building just going in pieces.
Yeah, that fucking spider yeeted it like Captain America's shield.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if the truck stayed intact and just just bounced off of everybody's face and just came right back to him?
Off the military's face.
That's right. So Alex again is trying to convince Carly they need his help, which, you know, he winds up going anyway. It's not like he needs to convince them. He's just going to do it no matter what. Because the spider escapes to the park. And then we get like these shots where it looks like POV, like Doom video game, where they're shooting at this spider and it's killing them. But the fucking line that Major Tanner delivers is just fucking chef's kiss, okay? Sir, we've lost Private Parker. It's a spider movie with Private Parker. With great power comes no responsibility at this point. Just so bad, dude. We've lost Peter. Peter.
We lost Ben. Now Peter.
Peter. He got wrecked.
Everybody in the Parker family's getting wrecked.
God damn it.
Next is May.
Oh, Ben, I'm going to get wrecked.
Not like the first time.
It's because you didn't pile drive that priest. Peter, you little shit, you took the money and went to a wrestling match.
You got your uncle killed.
Now your Peter's getting ripped off.
Your Parker pieces.
Your Parker privates are being ripped to shreds.
Why do spiders like private parts?
I don't know.
All these films are like just private parts.
Yeah. But dude, they all get decimated. Just straight up.
You know, we forgot there was one scene that I thought was fucking hilarious whenever the scientist was pointing out, oh, look over there. Like they were watching the feed in the sewers and he was telling the general, like, oh, look over there. And you just pan to the general and he just had this fucking look on his face like, shit, I just dropped a deuce in my pants or something. Bug eyes and just stern, like stoic face. Like it wasn't even like him kind of like looking up at the camera or him turning to the camera or anything. It was just the scientist, General, look at this.
Dude, I just thought about something. And this movie could almost be taken as Alex's business is losing in competition to a different company, but the company just happens to be the military, where he's like, well, I'll come in and spray like all this shit and we'll get rid of them, right?
Right.
The army fucking comes in and is like, well, we can just drop explosives and like get this shit done in no time. And all I can think is like, go to the general and save some time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the tagline for the shit.
Oh, where's Shaq?
God damn it.
Marsh is back. She looks like she needs a cleanup duty.
Oh, God.
Invite her in.
Need more lemon pledge. Any fucking way. So the major implies that Carly is going to have to sacrifice herself to kill this spider. She's been webbed to a tree and she's strapped with explosives. And she's like, she has that moment where she's just like, this fucker really told me I need to kill myself.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, she's going to do it.
For America.
Jose comes to the rescue. And then they run, and then she gets webbed and dragged off. And oh boy, does Alex's dick go to a stage 5 over this shit.
Because the army just wants to leave her behind.
Right.
Cry about her corpse. And Alex is like, no, I still haven't fucked it yet.
I haven't reached stage 5 exactly just yet.
It needs to be like every guy's erection status.
Stage 5?
Going from stage 1 to stage 5.
We got a stage 5 wiener here.
There you go. I'm ready.
Ready. So the military finally admits that the spider is alien with like DNA crossbreeding from Martian soil with growth hormones or some bullshit. It's so fucking convoluted, but regardless, it's an alien piece of shit.
And I was watching this film and I immediately thought of that. I was like, this alien fucking looking bitch. It looks like the alien queen from Alien.
Yes.
And ironically enough.
And in that whole spiel, like the doctor references killer tomatoes because they're talking about how they tested it on tomatoes at first.
Yeah, and we just kind of looked at each other like, tomatoes. Revolution 909.
That's right. Again, how to make spaghetti sauce.
Stop the movie and go home.
I repeat, stop the movie and go home. They do say stage 5, so we're not just saying stage 5. They're like, well, what happens at stage 5? Reproduction. So this is where they finally decide to get Alex's help. You know, this spider's about to go crawl up in a building somewhere and just lay some fucking eggs.
Stage 5.
Stage 5. Because he's like, yeah, so where's the spider going to go, Alex? Well, you see, it's going to try to drop these eggs as far away from people as possible. It doesn't want anybody fucking with them. So where do they go? The Little Tokyo. Cue the kaiju shit, because we know they went to Little Tokyo just so they could make it look like a Godzilla or a kaiju film in Japan. Can we talk about the musical cues? You pointed this shit out because like there's a song that plays during the kaiju run that looks like, or you said it sounds like punk rock straight out of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
It did, honestly. Also at the same time, there's like so much whiplash from music back to back. Like within a minute or two, it was like 3 different songs.
In different genres at that. It wasn't even the same.
Yeah, one was that punk song. Another one was like this kind of like Americanized, like serious music. And then there was like this orchestrated, like tension music. It was just jarring to me.
A little bit.
Because when you make a film, you have to give like ample time to go from one emotion to another. You can't just go straight from one to another, to another, to another, to another. You have to get to that emotion, experience it, kind of taper off a little bit, and then go to the next emotion. So to me, it just felt like disassembled, or it felt kind of, I don't know, it felt off to me just listening to that kind of sequence going on.
It was jumbled.
Yeah. Granted, like I said, that one song was pretty fucking cool. It was
the song was Bloodsucker.
Yeah.
The band is called Giant Spider.
Yeah.
Which, knowing that this movie got made, it kind of harkens back to that Death Kiss where the director was actually like the musical dude. Maybe that's kind of the case here. Maybe it's some people they knew. I was like, oh, well, we need a song title and a band name to put on. Just call it Giant Spider. It's not like it matters.
Nobody's going to watch it.
Have you met us?
Yeah.
We're going to watch it. We watch everything.
And it was on Amazon Prime. It was like, ooh, look, stop it right here. Notations.
Yeah.
Who's this band?
Giant Spider. So the military sees Carly on the video feed, and they immediately, like, the major goes, hey, Alex, Carly's alive, but you only got 24 minutes until the air raid strike just rains ass upon this fucking big-ass spider on top of this big-ass building.
So get her.
So could get that big ass out of the building and get your big ass into the building.
So,
yeah.
While Jose and Alex are trying to figure out what to do with the spider, they figure out, well, Jose figures out, well, why don't we catch the web on fire? Because that's what happened the last time, right? So Alex came up with a conclusion to do that, but to shoot it in his ass.
To catch the spinneret on fire and blow it up from the inside out.
So basically recall your taco night at Taco Bell. Blow your ass out.
We need a lot of Diablo sauce.
And some grade D meat.
How are they going to do this? There just so happens to be a bazooka in the military vehicle that they take. And it's not even like an actual military vehicle. It's just like a black like GMC Yukon.
Which I was fucking asking for that. They kept sitting there shooting this thing with machine guns and a pistol at one point and all this other shit. And I'm like, why couldn't they just get a fucking RPG or a tank or something? And then lo and behold, there's a fucking rocket launcher in his car.
Just like appears in the back.
It's like, we heard you.
I thought he was totally going to Pauly Shore in the army now, fuck up and launch it backwards. Or when, because they get in a car crash, right? So in the beginning of the movie, when Alex is like waking up off the ground, there's like chaos happening everywhere and people are running from this fucking spider. This is where we cut to. And there's like badass slow motion of Alex and Jose getting all these weapons out the car and walking into the camera in slow-mo. And they even have elevator music at one point when they go up this building, because this is another musical cue that happens.
It reminds me of both, and I just thought of it after the fact, the Ninja Turtles movie, the Michael Bay one where they're in the elevator doing the song.
See, that was a good scene. That was pretty fucking funny.
But also, it reminded me of the Super Mario Brothers scene with the elevator when all the Goombas were going up and they were dancing and swaying.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was just a little short thing. It's like, I'm gonna kill a spider, big ass spider.
But what made me laugh, though, is that as the musical cues were happening and they jump into the elevator, I was like, God, what's next? Elevator music? Literally music. Yeah. Oh, my God. It was fucking great. Let's talk about when they get to the top and they rescue Carly and that one chick gets fucking just annihilated by like 100,000 goddamn spiders, dude. Just the fucking delivery of this line.
I fucking love this scene so much. I had to rewind it because it was so fucking great. So he was literally calling out for this chick to come on, grab my hand. I'll help you. She fucking face plants. Oh God. No, she's dead. Like, he was not even fucking, like, concerned. He was like, oh, gosh, she's dead.
Yeah. Just, oh my God, she's dead. It was that moment of, like, where he looks like he's not even actually really going to help her. He's just kind of, like, acting like saving face for himself, too. Where he's like, oh, yeah, give me your hand. And, oh, my God, she's dead. Let's go. Fuck this.
Beautiful. Just
Somebody call Orc and fuck this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's kiss.
5 stars.
Exactly.
Just for that scene.
Yes. So they escape the building, and then the spider gets blown. Well, the building, the top of the building gets blown to shit, and the spider King Kong's off the fucking top, or Mick Foley's off of it. Like, whichever route you'd like to go.
Put wrestler in table scene, yeah.
By God.
Supposedly, the spider's dead.
Happy ending?
No.
Not a chance.
While Alex is convincing the general to save some time.
Yeah.
Both Jose and Carly are like, Alex. He turns around. There's a big fucking spider again.
Dude, this happens in a lot of the movies. We bring it up almost every time we talk about anything, really, with a lot of the movies we cover. Again, there is a running happening where the female and male characters, or the two lead characters, whoever they are, they just fall in love so quickly. Like, Carly has spent this entire goddamn movie rejecting, and Alex has been failing. And it's like, dude, just give it up. Just fucking give it up, okay? She turns to him and she's like, got your back, babe. And we're just like, ugh, fuck, when did this happen? Like, in the span of 12 hours, somehow this connection has been established. Look, Cody's shaking his head. Like, if y'all could just see this, like, this, it's the disappointment that we experience, like, every time something like this happens. 5 days, half his age.
This is where I start to just throw up in my mouth. Like, I cannot understand how any film gets away with this. Like most films that do this shit, it's like days apart or like a week or two apart, or, you know, it's a long period of time and something starts to develop. They have character development. We get it. But no, this is literally, I mean, I want to say it's like 4 or 5 hours, because whenever he met her, it was like about 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
And at that point, it was just like, just throw it in there.
Fuck it.
Because he obviously is desperate for attention. And
Yeah.
she obviously has to have a man in her life. Like, why?
I guess I'll settle for you. Long story short, Alex launches a fucking bazooka right up its ass, blows it up. Alex and Carly equal Vomit City. Get a room. The end. But it's not the end, because the credits cut, and the general has obviously not saved any time. Alex, we have a problem. What's the biggest cockroach you've ever seen? And then it zooms to one of the little monitors in the back, and there's just a giant cockroach crawling up the Statue of Liberty.
Not New York.
And then the credits come back and they play La Cucaracha to roll the credits out. And that's fucking big ass spider. What the fuck even wins this week? I've got a couple of things. Like, this movie was entertaining in its own right, and it was, you know, you pick it apart. Eight-Legged Freaks had some heart to it, had some depth in some areas and some comedy moments here and there.
I felt like there was more cohesiveness with that film, to be honest, but I'm going to say this. Both of these movies, they had something at the end that just made me just throw up. Eight-Legged Freaks, that fucking country ass Itsy Bitsy Spider song, just god-awful garbage. I don't fucking care. That whole, I want to say it was like 10, 15 minutes of Carly and Alex just Vomitville. No. I don't understand the concept of people falling in love within 4 to 5 hours. But to make it seem so forced, like, I even mentioned this while we're watching that scene. It reminded me of the feeling I got when I was watching Uncle Eddie and National Lampoon trying to hug up all over Ellen. I'm just like, I don't know why I'm getting the same vibe, but I am, and I don't like this. Like, stop it.
Get some help.
Yeah. And I think in that regard, minus all the good things that came from Big Ass Spider, like, Eight-Legged Freaks wins for me for just that reason alone. Like, that ending was just, I can't stomach that shit.
It's almost like it took the win completely out of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it took the win out of both movies. But yeah, I'll go ahead and say it's fun, and I will admit that, as fun, as much fun as Big Ass Spider is.
The spider was cool. I will say that.
Yeah, like, the movie was pretty decent for being what it was, and it was funny, and it was over the top, you know, the shit we really enjoy. But yeah, dude, Big Ass Spider was just kind of ugh at the end of it all. Eight-Legged Freaks absolutely fucking wins this week. Plus, I want to point out that I think David Arquette gets a lot of unnecessary hate tossed his way, just in general.
Mm.
You know, he got typecast as like a goofball, which he is a goofball. Like, you know, he's a giant kid, which I love David Arquette's energy and shit, but he's been in some good fucking stuff too. And come on, it's a cult classic, dude. Like, Eight-Legged Freak is a fucking cult classic. I don't care how you spin it.
I mean, to give him credit, like, was it like award-winning acting? No. But was it bad acting? No. It was
convincing.
It was convincing enough to keep me engaged for the whole film. You know, he had, you know, a tragic backstory. He had a reason to have what he's doing going on, basically. And the dynamic between him and Sam was way more believable because they actually gave them to a history and something to connect with. Like, there was something there before all this started happening versus just these two people meeting and they just suddenly are infatuated with each other.
Hey, how you doing?
Like, if it's so weird for me to say, it's like, if it's comedic, then I'll give it a pass. But for some reason, like, I don't know, like, I can't get past that. Even though this movie was not really meant to be serious, like Big Ass Spider wasn't supposed to be serious, but I don't know, it's just, they didn't do the dynamic very well.
Yeah. So yeah, Eight-Legged Freaks. Eight-Legged Freaks takes this cake. It's going to take the cake this week.
I heard 8 Lego Freaks.
8 Lego Freaks. That's what it needs. That needs to be the Lego version of this movie. 8 Lego Freaks.
Mm-hmm. All the stop motion.
Hollywood, make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Go to supermediabrospodcast.com to listen to past, present, and future episodes. Follow us on social media. Check out all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network. Buy some merch. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Just come have a blast with us. Do this every week.
And tell us on Twitter, how do y'all feel about cockroaches?
Yes.
What's the biggest one you've ever seen?
Not quite sure what we're going to do next week, but we'll definitely be back with some more fun shit for you. Maybe some more bugs. We don't know.
I don't know. We haven't talked about music in a while.
Yeah, we might do that. We might put some music stuff out for you guys. Not from us, but you know.
Yeah, because I'm not that talented.
I've got nothing.
Hell, he can make a drum solo on a table right here and make it entertaining.
I probably could, but
I'm over here like, yeah, I sing, I tap. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to.
That's a nice song. I'm gonna sing it, and that's it.
That's it. All right, we're gonna roll the fuck out of here. Thank you guys so much for listening to us this week and every week. And if this was your first episode, hope you enjoyed it.
This is the only episode. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. They probably listen to this like, fuck these guys, 1 star.
Why did they sing? They ruined the whole fucking podcast.
They tapped on the table. My God, the audio quality is horrible.
God damn it.
Fuck. That was episode 166, Cult Cinema Showdown 70, Eight-Legged Freaks versus Big Ass Spider. Until next week, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
Shades on.
I'm already tired of this shit.